So how did I find my family? It was very interesting. So it was funny that it was meant to be. That's what I think. Meanwhile, it was meant to be. So I had this dream many years already to say, well, if I want to visit one country in my life, only one country I want really to visit before I die, kind of, as long as possible, this is Israel. And many years ago, also my husband said, well, we can go there. And I said, no, that's not the way I want to visit the country. I don't want to go like a tourist. I was afraid because my father always told that you cannot go to Israel, it's too dangerous. So he has never been, he never went to Israel. So I said, no, this is not the way. And to start with, I thought, well, if I one day go to Israel, perhaps I can say yes and no, and good morning and good evening and so on. And I saw that in Wiesbaden, there was in a school for adults in the evening, there was a teacher that was teaching Hebrew. And this lady, her first name is Nira, Nira Shira. And so she's a teacher in that school. And I decided it was the year when my son was doing his driving license, and I wanted to, well, go on now that you do your driving license. And then I told him also, well, you know what, I go to this school, and then you can pick me up with my car, so you hurry up, I need you, so do your driving license, I need you, so that you can pick me up in the night, in the evening, I mean 9:30 p.m., something like that. So this was the start. And then I went to this school, and Nira was there, and of course asked everybody, why do you want to learn Hebrew, right? And I told her the story. I said, I don't know if I have family in Israel, but I want to go to Israel one day, and perhaps I find my family, and perhaps, and anyway, if I don't find a family, at least I know how to say good morning and thank you, and I'm thirsty, and something like that. So small sentences. So I started to learn it, and I enjoyed it very much because I like to learn languages. And then we got friends also, and I asked her also, perhaps you could find, because meanwhile you saw this family tree. So meanwhile I knew that this Kurt pensioner went to Israel. This I knew. I saw in this family tree that these cousins from my grandmother and from my father, one went to Sweden and the other one went to Israel, right? I saw that in this family tree picture. And
who made the family trees originally?
This is again Mr. Fennenkötter and all these people from Lippstadt. And Mr. Fennenkötter had, I didn't know that back then, but he had contact as well with Kurt Benchner in Israel, as also with his brother Walter Benchner in Sweden, what I didn't know back then. I had no idea. And so they were in contact. So, and they knew from each other, of course, they were brothers. And they also knew that there was family in Portugal, but that was it. So they heard about it, but they lost track, and they had no contact anymore. They had no idea. So once also I asked Nira if she perhaps finds something in Israel, but the name Benchner wasn't existent anymore. So, and I didn't know if this Kurt Benchner married and he had children and nothing. I didn't know anything about it. So I was like learning a little bit Hebrew, and then the year after, so I was still learning, and the year after both children left home.